Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Veysonnaz. We are here live in Switzerland for another day of the World Para-Alpine Skiing World Cup. Plenty to come on the slopes for you this morning. Loads of action on the way as we start the Giant Slalom section of the competition. We've just had two fantastic days of Super G, and before we hand over to our commentator Alan March, let's take a little look back at what went down on the slopes yesterday.
Tricky on some parts, but we inspected it really well. We got to know which direction the next gate is by using a clock face. So quite a lot of them were like 9:45 to 10 o'clock, which is quite turny. Quite precise, yeah. But it worked really well for us, and we were able to just go and have some fun and really go for it.
So I feel very good because today I was a little bit afraid, or I have a little bit of stress, because I was realizing that I could have a 3 medals today. So I just wanted to keep calm and just go the way down as I know how to do it.
I am happy. I got my victory at home, so yeah, it's good. It's good feeling, and yeah, yesterday I couldn't let Arthur win my race home, so it's good.
I didn't even look at my time. I just looked at where's Jesper, where's me on the scores on the screen. So and I was on top, and so good, such a relief.
So thank you very much to Stephen Jameson. A good look back at the highlights of yesterday's action. We had a few people lose their 100% record. Manny Boucher was not one of those. Neither was Miroslav Haleos, but Jesper Pedersen was denied by Jeroen Kampschur and Arthur Balche, despite winning the opening 2 Super Gs on the first day. Was eventually beaten by Theo Rimmer in the action. Very tight, very exciting, and indeed, as always, entertaining. It is the World Para-Alpine Skiing World Cup. We are still in Switzerland. It is noticeably cooler this morning, around about -5 now. A little dusting of snow overnight has meant that the course took a little longer to prepare. Well done to all these ladies and gentlemen out on the course this morning, getting us ready to race. 38 gates to master as we move into Giant Slalom, having had 3 competitions of Super G, combining what we were going to lose potentially in Kratska Gore. The course setters here and the local organising committee good enough to start proceedings earlier here, which has meant we haven't lost too much ground at all. 6 categories to go. And despite that little bit of snow yesterday, you can see from the picture here that the weather is absolutely fine. Now Australia's Melissa Perrine is the only person to go in the women's VI. Menna Fitzpatrick deciding she needed a little break, a bit too much racing in a short period of time. having gone out early yesterday. Despite that, they're going with good spirits, it would seem. A little laughter between Melissa Perrine, the starter, and Mel's guide, Bobby Kelly.
I don't do karaoke.
They took one of the Super Gs on the opening day. Didn't finish yesterday, which would have annoyed them greatly, but they'll have put that behind them. You can see there, Mel, you see that right hand going, visualising everything she's been told, everything they've gone down and checked on. And like any VI skier, this lady to the left-hand side of the screen becomes very important to the lady there. It's the instructions of the guide that mean the most. The guide's job is to take it away, the fear, take her down the right line, and just keep her moving at the right speed. We've seen a couple of instances of newer pairings this week nearly colliding with each other or overtaking each other, which you're not really meant to do. And some of the local kids who perhaps thought they were just coming on holiday may be feeling inspired on the sidelines. Slight delay to start off proceedings here on day number 3. Two more days of Giant Slalom. Unlike the Super G, you get 2 runs at this. Your times are combined, so knowing Melissa Perrine, this won't be a gentle ski down the mountain. They'll still go for it. And we are going to have a bit of a chunk of a delay here, it would seem. There's an issue with the timing system that we had an issue on day 1, but that was perfected. This is not to do with the finish line, this is to do with the intermediate times. And that's just being discussed along the course. You see all of the coaches are provided with the radios. They can listen out for what's happening. There is Anya on the left, she's the race director. That's one of the tunnels that are built around the course. Enables the holidaymakers to get to and from. If you want to get in touch with us, you can use the hashtag Paralpine to get in touch with us. Use that on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. All the extra content.
Attention, on nous annonce que la course va partir. Soyons tous vigilants.
Withdrawal in the women's sitting event this morning. Barbara van Bergen doesn't go. She was given bib number 12. She had a couple of crashes out in the opening days, so we're hoping that Barbara is okay. I'm getting word that the timing system is up and running and working now. It seemed fine during the forerunners. They are the people that go down and test everything. There was no issues noticed there, and then all of a sudden an error message popped up that welcome to technology and -5. Doesn't always work that well, does it? If you are a big fan of the winter sports, then you might not know that the World Para Nordic Championships are taking place in Prince George in Canada next week. Make sure you're up to speed with all the information. Go to Paralympic.org, select the winter sports and search for Nordic if your way of life is a little bit slower but more long distance. Maybe the Nordic stuff is for you. It will all be live streamed, just like this opening of day number 3 and the Giant Slalom here at the World Para-Alpine Skiing World Cup. In the last couple of years you've been able to see Para-Alpine a lot more. It's had the exposure that it's been craving. World Championships been brought to you for the last 2 years, and now 2 years worth of World Cups as well. Mel Perrine has featured very heavily over the last couple of years. And as I mentioned, Mel and Bobby won't take this easy because there's one person. Yes, the points are great, but testing yourself on a course and testing yourself daily is part of the challenge, so this isn't a case of coasting down at all. Seemingly no real issues. Again, Bobby using the headset microphone via Bluetooth to be able to talk to Mel Perrine. And the self-proclaimed legend of guiding does what she's meant to do and brings Perrine over the line. So those two have a chat with Stephen Jameson at the bottom.
1:05.55 for the winner of that race. Vision impaired swimming.
So it will not surprise you that Mel Perrine is the fastest in run one of the women's VI. Doesn't surprise me. She has to go through 2 runs to claim all the points on offer. 1:05.55 is the run. Let's take a look at this standing women's category then. 6 athletes in this. It's the most subscribed of the 3 female events. So let's take a look at the start. Quick look back at Mel Perrine going through the course. You can see Annalena Forster getting herself ready. She will lead Anna-Maria Rieder from Bochet, Rothfuss, Schmidt, Hondo, Maramon. In the sitting we'll have Forster, Stevens, Muraoka and Pendergast. So 10 athletes left in the female event. Again, Barbara van Bergen was scheduled to go in the women's sitting a little later. Has been declared as a non-starter, so we hope that that's nothing too serious. Anna-Maria Rieder to battle it out with the great Annie Bochet. Rothfuss in the mix as well. Latest to enter the fray and potentially challenge
C'est parti avec Anna-Maria Rieder.
Bochet.
Anna-Maria Rieder, die ist losgefahren.
Medalist. Her first attempt at the World Championships in the slalom, disqualified from the Giant Slalom in Tarvisio. DNF'd in the slalom in Pyeongchang and switched to a 6th place in the Giant Slalom at the Paralympic Games. So Anna-Maria Rieder learning all the time. You realise that she was 16 at the last World Championships, 17 at the Paralympic Games. Rieder, who has a factored time of 86.11. Calculation is added to the running clock. Time is slightly different to a normal stopwatch. Which it's done during the run.
Arrive à la minute. À l'arrivée, Anna-Maria Rieder sous le
final turn and to the line. 1:04.35 for Anna-Maria Rieder.
Congratulations. 1:04.35. Und jetzt Marie Bochet, la favorite, attention.
Is it good enough to beat 5-time world champion of 2019? .1:04.35. is the time to beat. 28.49, the first interval for Rida. Bochet inside, under 28 seconds, so it gave her an advantage of 0.96. Four-year-old, as always, moving steadily. No ski pole in the left hand. The time is 100%.
C'est tout simplement du professionnalisme, recherche de position de vitesse, elle va prendre la tête dans le temps d'une 0,2,13.
From Chambéry, 2.22 seconds quicker than Anna Maria Rida. There's plenty of history with Bochet.
Marie Bochet en tête, temps à battre 1,02,13.
9-year-old. Also runs with a factored time of 100%. See on the bottom, he's accurate. Without her left hand. Again, just the use of the ski pole in the right here in this slalom. Giant Slalom. And she impact on Bochet, 0.7 the first intermediate.
Et la voilà Andrea Rothfuss. Das geht auch sehr schnell. Achtung,
1:02 is the time. Oh, she's there! Andrea Rothfuss is inside Bochet, and she is delighted. Well, we haven't seen anybody beat Bochet in a little while. Now, don't forget, there is a second run, but you saw the reaction from Andrea Rothfuss. That might only be the first run, but it's advantage Germany. Nina Schmidt from Switzerland. Nina's impairments means that she is unable to use a ski pole in either hand. You see protective gear being worn on both forearms and hands. 2-year-old. 8-9 down at the first intermediate. Now we saw just a moment ago that Rothfuss was down at that first split, and Schmidt find the right line as well. 2:08 looks to be slipping away. It is going to for Binja Schmidt. To the line in 1:05. That puts her in fourth position behind Rida of Germany as well.
1:05.29.
Two standing then. Good shout from the coach for Ami Hondo. That's just 22. So, fairly young division, the women's standing. No secret that it needs a few more athletes to take part. We are missing the Canadian contingent, of course, who were very heavily involved at the World Championships. Big slide from Hondo, who was a vast amount of time behind in the early stages. Claw that back any.
Hondo from Japan.
Again, Hondo's factored time 100%. The young lady from Tokorozawa.
To finish her race in 1:06.84.
She goes behind Binja Schmidt.
84 for Ami Hondo.
Ursula Manemol
Dixième.
left at the top. Leg skier in the standing division. And for those that maybe are new to the sport, observing that Malamon is a single-leg skier, whereas those that have gone before have arm and hand impairments. Each athlete is classified and within their category. And their classification gives them a calculation known as the factored time in the bottom right hand of your screen. That factor is added to a normal running stopwatch, and that gives you their accurate time to level out the playing field. Experienced Marimon, the oldest of the 6 to go, 35 years of age now. Up in the warmth of Mallorca, the snow and slopes of Veysonnaz.
Marimon Cuello d'Espagne
Final gate then.
termine sa course dans le temps.
Clean run by everyone so far. 10.98 seconds back. Malamon takes a swift breather as she gets across the line. So Andrea Rothfuss takes top spot, not something we're used to. This Manny Bochet stays second with another run to come, but look how close that is. 102.08, 102.13. Anna Maria Rida is next after that. Binja Smit, Ami Hondo and Ursula Marimon.
J'en profite pour remercier les bénévoles de la protection civile, de même que ceux de Veysonnaz.
Making her way down the course. This was the early stages.
Sans eux, il n'y a pas de course. Veysonnaz Teaming et la protection civile tout à la fois. De même que tous les autres athlètes, bien sûr, leur aide.
He was down at the first intermediate, 0.7, and you kind of thought that that was the race run for Bochet and Rothfuss, but not to be. So we're going to move over to the women's sitting event in just a moment. Annalena Forster will get us underway. Laurie Stevens, Momoka Muraoka, Victoria Pendergast, and we've already heard that Barbara Van Bergen won't start. We'll let you know if that changes, but that's the information we've been given this morning.
Nous commencerons par Annalena Forster.
There is Annalena Forster. That's a favourite. Laurie Stevens, vastly experienced and plenty of medals in her history. Some bronze at the world champs as well. Muraoka, Paralympic champion. Forster has done that a couple of times. Whose race will this be? It'll be Forster that gets us underway though. Forster then sets the time for everybody else, as long as she gets to the bottom, of course.
Laurie Stephen from the USA. Good as
To
well.
do so is a failure to register a time,
Maybe the favorite of the race.
and that is you out of the competition. So Forster, whose impairment means that her factored time is 87.91.
Voilà, we have her.
23-year-old. Lives in Freiburg.
Just arriving. Annalena Forster, first reference time.
Forster it is that sets our first time in the morning. 106.99. It's only half the job done as she puffs out the cheeks at the end. Will Germany lead both the standing and sitting categories after run one. We'll find out. Laurie Stevens will, I'm sure, have something to say about that. 34 years old. Two-time Paralympic champion back in 2006. A world champion over downhill in 2013. And she is inside, 0.77. Has the ability for quick times. Ribbons or straps blowing in the wind behind her. Kind of the strapping that was just secured within her mono ski. You see each mono ski designed and affected differently for each of the athletes. Each impairment different. Everyone's way of using that single ski device is different. 106.99. Oh, it's going to be outside. 0.44, dropping over a second in the bottom half. Stevens will go back to the drawing board and wonder where that time could be found, but Forster stays top.
I hear it was your birthday the other day?
Yeah, yesterday.
Momoka Muraoka. Giant Slalom Paralympic champion.
Voilà. Nous attendons Muraoka pour savoir si Annalena Forster
She find the
va
speed
remporter cette épreuve
to match
de la catégorie des
Forster and
Giants.
Stevens. Too much in it, just less than half a second at the top at the moment. 106.99. Anything inside 107 here for Muraoka. And the pressure is on. This is good. 106.99 is gone. 0.36. It's tied at the top of the women's sitting. But it's Muraoka that leads.
C'est donc très très serré pour cette première manche. La bataille va... Muraoka is leading the race ahead of Annalena Forster and Steven from the USA as the third one. But there's only 80.08 seconds between the best.
Steady in the Super G. She's quick in this opening section. She's inside the time that's been set so far. Can she maintain that speed? Can she maintain this line through this twist and turny course? Two 100s is nothing, it has to be said, it really is. The gas just getting it sideways a little and that will cost her 106.63 as she comes in. This is quick from Tori. Oh, what a run that is. 105.67. That's brilliant from the Australian. And we started the sitting thinking we might get two German leaders from 3 categories. We've got 2 Australian leaders from 3 categories instead. Well, Tori Pendergast might have been last out of the start gate, but she's first on the leaderboard, and that will delight her and the Australian party that's here. 105.67. It's a good lead from Muraoka. Incident-free and quick again in the second run. Tori Pendergast has every chance of taking this one here on day number 3. Just 2 100s in the opening section, and you kind of thought that she made a few mistakes towards the bottom. There was a little section where 2 of the corners looked very wide and she was really sliding out. But it wasn't to be as we move into the men's VI Giant Slalom. Marek Kubatska will get us underway. Hyacinth de la Place, Kevin Burton, Thomas Savard, Miroslav Heraeus, and Neil Simpson is back with us for the slalom event. He's been joined by his brother as well. We'll talk a bit more about Neil and Andrew a little bit later on. We'll start with Marek Kubatska, the only B1 classified athlete. I was talking to this lady here. This is Maria Zatovikova last night, talking about the partnership not only with a VI skier, but more importantly somebody who is completely blind. The goggles of Marek are blacked out. He has no vision through those goggles whatsoever. So it is all about the instructions that Maria gives. So the guide in this occasion for a B1 athlete wears a speaker. You can see it just at the bottom of the rucksack here. It's designed to have a speaker at the bottom, and Marek is following the sound of his guide. Have a think about whether you could do that at home, whether you would go onto a ski slope at speed and be led completely blind by the sound of someone you trust. These guys have been together for around about 5 years now. And she was saying that it took Marek a good 10 years to really develop a high standard of skiing, enough that he could compete. Now you see his factored time is 61.27. That'll be the highest factored time of all of the athletes in the men's VI category. Might be able to hear the shouts from Maria because of that speaker on the back. It's far more audible than anybody else's instructions. And whether you know the sport or not, you might wonder whether this guy has ever got a chance because of being completely blind. Well, that factored time means he does, and he is indeed a world champion in 2019 already. He was greeted with joyous scenes in Kranjska Gora. Marek Kubatska is now reaping the rewards of a new long-term partnership with Maria and the years of effort and dedication. That was his first major medal at the World Champs, and he gets across the line 59.96. That's going to be tough. Maria and Marek lead the way. It's a good job, well done. He gets a pat on the back from his guide. She's done half that work as well. Now, de la Place has come from a different background in athletics. 29-year-old shows a lot of potential, it has to be said. Been very impressed with his performances here in Switzerland. Maxime Jourdain to the left-hand side of the screen, matching helmets. Marble effect. Again, the guide wears an orange bib to give the athlete a little bit more visibility of them. You sometimes see the guides wear an orange jacket as well to really define themselves on the course. VI skiers, the weather can play a part as well. Some athletes really are affected by drops of snow or rain on the goggles. That can really hinder what vision they have. .32 inside Kubatska. Say the Frenchman has been very impressive since coming to us from the athletics world. He competed in London in 2012. He has a couple of world championships under his belt, including a couple of bronzes. But now, 29, he feels like maybe the Alpine world has something to offer. 59.96, he's outside. It's a whole second and a bit for De La Place. And again, that demonstrates the great work by this man here. So the leader from the first run, Marek Kubacka. Now Kevin Burton, another that has switched sports. This time he was already involved in winter sports, on the sorts, but now going for the thrill of the speed. New guide for him. He'll be hoping to get some solidity with his partnership. A couple of guides over the last 18 months or so. Kurt Grimmelman seems to be working well for him, but the longer you are with the guide, the more you learn about each other, the trust levels go up. Maybe the faster you can go, but it takes time, as all the good VI skiers keep telling me. And across the line comes Kevin Burton, 3.33 back. Bit of a shake of the head. He'll get told the time, and I'm sure he'll know why. And of course, Thomas Savard, another new name. Savard, one of the youngsters coming through. 17 years old. Kuran Lame is the guide, and Savard is inside the quickest of the intermediates. Now, the quickest of the intermediates belongs to his French compatriot. However, it's the bottom section where the Slovakian has done so tremendously well. Miroslav Hareus is still to come, which is a threat for everyone. Savard going well so far. Inside a minute to win it, as they say. 59.96. This is going to be awfully tight. Oh, he's just outside. 5/100ths of a second is all that separates the top two. Savard couldn't get past Kubacka. Well, that is an opportunity now then for Slovakia to make it a 1-2. Hareus has had it all his own way in the Super G, 3 from 3 like Marie Bochet, but we've already seen the great Bochet struggle to win the first run. It doesn't mean it's over, of course. The second run just as important, those two times being added together. This is Hareus and his guide Maros Hudik. They've been together quite a while. 0.78, that's quick. Again, the bottom section is where Kubacka seems to have made his best efforts, and where we've seen De La Place and Savard just struggle to keep pace. How will Hareus cope with it? So not afraid to attack every turn. 59.96 is on the cards here. Oh, it's good. 58.33, 1.63 ahead. Raises his arm, and it's a Slovakia 1-2. Well, he's bowled over by the time, but he will be in the leader box. Neil Simpson, he will be very much being cheered on back home. His guide is his brother Andrew. Andrew has his own academic future to look after, so he can't always be out on the mountain with his brother. Tommy Robertson guided him through the Zagreb World Cup, and early stages of this career, Neil will just crave stability and the opportunity to get out there and go, and it's exactly what Neil Simpson, under the direction of Andrew Simpson, is doing. I'm sure back home in Scotland they are cheering at the TV. Through the line he comes, he's into 5th position. Simpson takes a 101.80. 2 more days to go at the Giant Slalom. Another run today, indeed. Simpson goes ahead of the more experienced Kevin Burton. He wasn't far behind De La Place as well, so he's not too much to separate the men's VI. It was a very good run from Herreus in the end. And that means that he leads from his compatriot Kubacka, the 2 French athletes in 3rd and 4th, Simpson in 5th, and Burton down in 6th position. Still trying to catch their breath. It was a quick run. Miroslav Herreus leads at the end of 1. Now, here he is, coming in, delighted with the time. Just took his mind off the task at hand. And after that run, you could say that he deserved his lie down. So, into the men's standing event we go. One of the most likeable characters on the circuit will get us underway as well. Thomas C. Walsh from the United States will get us going. Davide Bendotti, Théo Rimeux, winner from yesterday. Arthur Bauchet, double winner on day 1. You can see how stacked the start list is for the men's standing. Kohei Takahashi, 18-year-old from Japan, and Jules Segers, a new name for us from France. Walsh gets this standing contest underway.
Donc la catégorie suivante.
One of quite a few of the athletes
Les athlètes
in
debout
recent weeks
avec l'américain Thomas Walsh.
during the World Championships. Second half of it in Selena there.
Il est également accompli dans les bons
Cabin fever there,
compétiteurs.
whether
Il y aura bien sûr Théo Rimeux, dossard
days were
numéro
lost
21.
and the athletes themselves couldn't
Puis il y aura
really
dossard
get out and do
26
anything.
Thomas Hill de Suisse.
Ski yourself and you're prepared mentally for what's in front of you. Being told you can't even get out there,
Avec
it's
bien sûr
frustrating. That's where mental strength comes in.
à l'arrivée dans
Physical
le temps
strength
de
and speed, and
57
across the line comes
59.
Walsh. 57-79 for the American.
From
Often without a smile, and he's happy with that. He was desperate for a podium place in the 3 Super Gs, wasn't to be, but you fancy he will be in and around these Giant Slalom races. Bendotti up next.
Non dovrebbe essere tra I favoriti, però lo stesso abbiamo bisogno di tutti qua. Davide Bendotti è sempre in gara.
It's a challenge already laid out by Walsh.
Juste avant Théo Rimeux, dossard 21. Donc maintenant que dossard 20.
Passing through the section of coaches and onlookers at the side. Again, this is a huge, huge area. Plenty of people standing and watching. He's inside Walsh at the moment, Bendotti. Year-old. Just wrestling with the course. Leg skiers using the outriggers as opposed to the more conventional ski poles. Dotti just feeling the grooves in that single ski. on the knife edge. 57.79 has gone for him. That difficulty just after the first intermediate. He will know. Throws his arm up and he will know exactly where he's lost out on time there. He's still happy. Could have been even quicker from the Italian. Talking of people that can go quicker, Theo Gimmer. That's his success. Three-time Paralympic champion, including the Giant Slalom. Dotti set the quickest of the intermediates. Wow, 2.01 quicker. Walsh will have just taken a sharp intake of breath if he knows that at the bottom. He might be in the leader box now. If Theo Gimmer carries on this pace, he'll start to think about getting his jacket on. Gimmer roaring through this Giant Slalom course as we know he can. This is huge from Theo. 3.88 seconds quicker. 53.91. It's a sparkling performance from the man from Switzerland. See everybody at the bottom putting their hands together for him. Well, it's great that we have the two gentlemen that went and won the three races between them in the Super G. Yesterday, Theo Gimmer described Bauchet as a fantastic athlete and a good friend, but once they're on the slopes, it's a war, he said. And each of these races becomes a battle. Bauchet is out on the battlefield now. Gimmer has laid down his stake. Just 100th of a second separating these two speedsters. The men's standing division is absolutely brilliant at the moment because you just never know. Bauchet having to use the strength to hold on through the bumpy section. How much more is the 18-year-old got to give? 53.91. Into the 53s, he's outside, you know, 0.67 as well. Well, he won't have found that easy at all. A man with impaired muscle power really does feel it in the legs at times. This is Christoph Bernhard Schneider. 6-year-old from Austria. He's got a surgery in 2017, late on. Ruled him out of those Winter Paralympics in Pyeongchang. So for Christoph, it's a desperate search of a recovery for speed. Right hand crushed in an accident in 2013. 6-hour operation meant that he didn't have to have his majority of his right arm amputated, so here he is competing in the standing. Here he comes, 4.74, takes him to 4th.
pour Schneider, alors que nous avons directement derrière, attention c'est du sérieux, Jordan Broisin de France.
Jordan Broisin. Guys and girls coping with that jump over the tunnel, not easy today because they haven't built up as much speed. Yesterday with the Super G starting much higher on the mountain, by the time they got to that section, collecting air miles. But here, the Giant Slalom looks much more twisty and turn for these athletes to get through. San trying to turn inside on his right, twists away. The coach is going to try and make their way across here. There will be several members of the medical team as well, and hopefully Jordan Brossan is all right. We'll try and bring you an update on Jordan in a few moments' time. That will potentially lead to a delay here on the circuit. Well, let's take a look back at Jordan Brossan here. He's turning into his right side now, back onto his left. You see the prosthetic on his left leg as he comes, the two skis collide, and as he tries to turn inside, he loses all sense of balance, and away he goes. So well, there you can see him, he's up on his skis, and the look of a dejected man etched on the face. Jordan Brossan has been finishing a fair few races recently, so he would have been wanting to keep that run going. It is hard when they're learning, when they're new to the sport perhaps, such as this man, Manuel Bordanks. Bordanks just 32. Bordanks, like Brossan, is a skier using a prosthetic. After losing his lower part of his right leg after a shark attack. On a surfing trip. In his early 30s, having a go, being an Alpine skier, was a ski instructor before an incident with the shark. Behind the early stages, took over the Super G. Perhaps an area with more skill he needs to learn. This is where we lost Brossan. Bordanks really had the same line in mind. Again, Bordanks just having to adjust. He's going to be inside the minute. Well, he would have been inside the minute. We'll just clarify his time in a moment. But, for me, Bordanks inside 60 seconds. He's just waiting to get the confirmed results. He's saying, come on, come on, come on. And we've got to wait just a second for that to come through.
C'est allé très vite. 42. J'ai compté dans ma tête.
31-year-old.
42, j'ai compté dans ma tête.
Theo Rimmer stays in the leader box. That time won't have taken him out of there. Don't have a time for Bordanks just yet. So working on that down at the bottom. Thomas Field is the man being forced to wait. We had the chance to have Mitch Gawley in the commentary box during the World Championships, a man who's a world champion standing skier himself, and he was explaining that all of this is just part of the game that you play. You have to be ready for delays because it's just part of the sport, and keeping yourself mentally prepared here in Veysonnaz, part of the Four Valleys. And, just keeping yourself prepared is a trick in its own right. Waiting for Dance's time to be decided upon. Thomas Field forced to wait. See his impairment on his right side. The 2-year-old will come up in a moment. This is the 31-year-old Danks. Wait for his time. We'll have a look back at some of the more hairy moments of the bearded Frenchman.
Did you have information?
Theo Rimmer waiting at the bottom. One Swiss athlete waiting for another. Field at the top. This is Theo Rimmer. Smashed his way through the first intermediate. That was impressive. 2.01. Alche was not far behind him at his first intermediate. But it was Rimmer who held on to the racing line better of the two of them. And like yesterday in the Super G, Rimmer leads the way. 53.91. Arthur Bauchet in second on 54.58.67. Thomas Walsh currently in third position. There you see Walsh 57.79. 6 more to come, so Walsh has got a nervy time to see whether he's going to start the second run in a podium place. Marcus Salka being one of those will make it hard work. The ever-improving Jancic. Jules Segers is a rather unknown quantity, but 16, you just never know. You see some of the athletes just going through the course. That's basically what you have to do. Mentally prepare yourself for the twists and turns that lay ahead. Theo Rimmer has done his business. This is the finish for Theo Rimmer. 2 seconds up. You knew it was going to be quick. Walsh is 57.79 at the bottom of your screen. As Theo Rimmer came in, that really was a tremendous finish. 53.91. So 3.88 seconds wiped away from the Americans' time. Alche was good, but 0.67 not quite good enough. Maintenance taking place. He's ready for all the action. Coaches having brief chats with themselves to just hold off my understanding is the problem is now fixed. We should be able to get underway. 57.46 for Manuel Bordanks is now the official time in the system. So 57.46 will put him in third position if that time comes through officially. That's what I'm hearing at the moment for Bourdin. So that would put him above Thomas Walsh. 57.79 for Walsh, 57.46 for Manuel Bourdin. Again, just got to wait for that to become official. People behind the scenes looking tremendously hard to make that happen. Thomas Field won't have enjoyed standing there. You see him motivating himself. He's ready.
Thomas Field, the Suisse.
Thomas Field is being given the signal that he is about to get underway. And away he does go indeed. 22-year-old.
Voilà, c'est fait. Thomas Field est en course depuis maintenant
Knows
une
with
dizaine de secondes.
his right arm. Very young age indeed. Everything he has learnt to do with that impairment. 0.59 the difference. Feel the long delay. We'll be hoping that he's got everything right. 0.59 is nothing shabby at all. .91 has gone. 57.13 means he is third. No harm in being behind Bauchet and Guimeur at the form that they're in at the moment. So Thomas Field slots into third position.
Moins d'une seconde derrière.
The time is 88.27. Another single leg skiers. We've seen.
Il s'agit de Hiraku Misawa from Japan. Puis nous aurons les deux Autrichiens. Le premier étant Nico Pajancic et le deuxième justement Markus Salke.
First intermediate split 24.55 gone here. Sauer is going to struggle to be on pace with the top two, but again, like we mentioned with Thomas Field a couple of moments ago, they are good podium position, World Cup points up for grabs behind those two. Thomas Walsh must have thought he was doing well after his run, but since then, Bourdin and now Thomas Field have gone ahead. Bourdin does have a time of 57.46 confirmed now, so he's now in fourth. Sauer will drop quite a way down into seventh position, so he goes just in front of Bendotti, the two single leg skiers not quite getting through the course as they would perhaps want.
Mais le septième, nous avons seulement une seconde et demie.
Nico Pajancic.
Attention maintenant, le premier des deux
Two
Autrichiens,
Austrians to go
Nico
in a row here.
Pajancic.
Great Marcus Salke up next. Pajancic really tight through the gates. You see him clattering his way through. Nico. Some way behind at the split. 2:24 difference for the
Nico
Austrian.
Pajancic.
Can he make that up through the bottom section? Really good finish to his run for Pajancic.
Et le voilà, il reste
Somewhere
encore une
close.
demi-douzaine de portes, Nico Pajancic.
21-year-old Nico.
Bon temps également. 59-43 pour lui, 59-43 pour lui. 59
but just behind.
Congratulations
Sauer.
to him. Auch
And that would suggest he's not overly joyed
jetzt haben wir
with his
Markus
performance.
Salke.
53.91 still leads from Theo Guimeur. Marcus Salke will have something to say about it. 27-year-old.
Sixième.
More prolific over the downhill and the Super G.
Christoph Schneider.
Does have
Hiraku
championship medals.
8e Nico Pajacic, 9e
And Paralympic medals
Mendotti.
in the Giant Slalom. He's up. 0.38. Sliding out a little through that section where the intermediate kicks in, but 0.38 was the time. One of the athletes born with hemiplegia. Affects the right side of his body. You'll note again just the single use of a ski pole in the left hand, his stronger part, the side of his body. 53.91's going to edge away from him though. It was a good start. We saw him have a couple of slides and that has cost him dearly. He'll go third, but he will know there's a big improvement to be had. Well, sport is all about finding the next generation. What a sport it is, it needs more people to take part, more people to push. Shea isn't exactly old. He's already 2 World Championships to the good at 18. Frank's got another outstanding athlete to compete at the highest level. 24:17 is the split time coming up. He'll be well outside this, but this is Jules Seger's debut. This will be about a good run and about learning. Just learning from his own run, learning from those around him, how to cope with being away from home for long periods, cope with different conditions to maybe where you train on a regular basis, cope with the atmosphere of a competition. Jules Segers will just want a clean run here to kickstart his World Cup campaign. He's going to get that. Through the line he comes. He might be 9.09 behind, but Jules Segers has completed his World Cup. Gets a high five from Manuel Bordanks. Another youngster learning all the time. This is Kohei Takahashi, 18-year-old, desperate to get to the next Winter Games. Behind the first intermediate split. Don't expect Takahashi to impact that 53.91. Only Jordan Brossan missing out in the men's standing so far. Takahashi, another that will be happy at completing the course. He's 101.87, so that's the second slowest of the times, but he will jump ahead of Jules Segers. And there is your man that leads the way. He is number 1 indeed. He picked off the final Super G run, and now he leads the first run of the Giant Slalom. We've got 3 days of Giant Slalom to come. These World Cup points are on offer. And Theo Rimeur has the advantage from Balche, but it's just 0.67, which is not a great deal should someone make a mistake. Marcus Sauker slotting into 3rd position. Thomas Thiel in 4th. Manuel Bordanks will be very happy to be in the top 5. Thomas Walsh will want more from his second run. Men sitting to come. In the men standing. Theo Rimeur has continued his form from yesterday. Giant Slalom for the sitting men. Next, Niels de Langen will go first. 3 Dutch athletes taking part in the men's sitting event. Jesper Pedersen and Marcus Grachterhofer will follow on. Jeroen Kampschreur races today. Jone Slivnik rejoins the action, having not done the Super G. He is back for the slalom. Oscar Antonio Espalaga Suarez is on the list as well. He's been on the list for the last couple of days, but hasn't actually raced. There is a very determined face of Niels de Langen.
Okay, 32 in 1 minute.
Had a good World Championships. Put in some very good performances. Christian Geiger being told to get off the course. There's not long left. He's done his shoveling for the moment.
45.
Australian coach, former guide of Melissa Perrine, wanted to concentrate more on the coaching aspect for his team. Hence why Bobby Kelly was brought in after a little persuading, but she seems to be enjoying herself on the tour. Niels de Langen gets the chance to set the opening time for the men's sitting. De Langen has a factored time of 88.44. You can see the initial drop. Plenty of people watching on the left-hand side in the opening section of the course, and that start is about getting a burst of speed from the gate, because it gets quite flat for a little while here. A bit more air for the men's sit skiers perhaps through that opening section. Their upper body strength forcing them out of the start gate, pushing them down that initial part of the course. From there on in, they want to deliver.
Is racing now from the Netherlands.
27 seconds exactly through the first intermediate. Oh, he's just made a little mess at the top. That's what that cost him. Langen moving neatly indeed. His time, a factor of 88.44.
Japan, we have 2 of them.
The line inside a minute, 59.10.
59.10 from Niels de Langen.
Men standing 53.91, so 59 for Niels de Langen. Is that a really big mistake? Will everybody struggle there?
C'est un des favoris, Jesper Pedersen, Norway. He was very good yesterday. Dans about 59
so Jesper Pedersen
Je vous disais donc qu'il y avait 4 Hollandais au départ de la course.
to tackle the course. He's inside the first intermediate. Pedersen driving his way down. The young man from Norway, Paralympic champion. And as we've mentioned, this is a recovery year for Pedersen after a heart problem after the games. Pedersen dropping into view of the finish line. Good, 58.70, 0.4 ahead of Niels de Langen. Are either of those times good enough to beat Jeroen Kampschreur?
Jesper Pedersen, first one now, leading the race ahead of Niels de Langen.
Wave. Jesper, he's a shake of the head as well. That gives us Marcus Grachterhofer from Austria next. Grachterhofer just 0.66 down at the first intermediate. Can you find something at the bottom to speed that up? 27-year-old.
Voilà, Marcus Grachterhofer.
bottom part of the course from a
0-0-0-61,
thrower.
1-0-0-61.
European level.
Markus Kratterhofer ist Dritter, aber hier auch
0.91
sind
behind.
die Zeitunterschiede nicht so groß.
Christoph Kunz is the next one out.
Christoph aus der Schweiz jetzt. Etwas älter als die andere, weil er schon 37-jährig ist. Und eine große Erfahrung.
0.03, this is good from Switzerland's Kunz. Through the line, that's a good run. Oh, Christoph Kunz has got himself across the line, and that is a tremendous run. 58.49, he's in front of Pedersen and De Langen. He's in good company. Slalom World Champion of 2014, Paralympic Champion of 2014, should I say. Has he found the spirit of 2014? Now, Andrew Kirker would love a return to winning ways like Pyeongchang, but Kirker struggling in the opening stages, getting a little out of shape and losing a little bit of momentum as well. 1.61 seconds back. Just saw him adjusting his goggles. Towards the line. Kirker into fifth, 3.52 back.
0201.
Okay, let's go, come on.
Hampshire. Jesper Pedersen hadn't lost a World Cup race until yesterday. He won 2 of the Super Gs, he won both days in Zagreb. Oh, that's big from Jeroen, he somehow maintained his balance. He is so agile in his monoski. He is a big, powerful young man. He's looking forward to today's Giant Slalom. He was behind. Christoph Kunz has put in a heck of a performance, but the last few sit skiers are having a bit of a struggle. But what a bottom half, 0.98 in front. And he knows that. Without even looking at the time, he knows that. He felt that bottom half of the course. It might have been a little bit of a scary ride at times, but Kampstra leads. Taiki Mori now.
Now we have Taiki Mori from Japan.
38-year-old from Tokyo. The man who has also taken up powerlifting as well. The intention of being at both the next Summer and Winter Games. Former world champion. In Alpine. Now he's 0.4 back. Kampstra was behind at the first intermediate. 57.51 has gone though. Kampstra was so quick in this bottom section. That's fifth for Taiki Mori. He's in front of Kratterhofer, but behind De Langen. Kampstra can only look on, try and catch his breath. First view of Micha Weifler on this Veysonnaz part of the World Cup. Micha choosing to ski here in his home country. Weifler just veering off to the side, and Weifler has his day done very early indeed. You see into this left-hander. Just got a bit of a struggle, took a bump, and as he starts to turn onto his right side, he realises he can't make it, and he just keeps on going. He just couldn't move his body around to the left.
Akira Kano de Japon.
Now, Akira Kano. Oh, and Kano getting it a bit sideways now. Sit skiers just having their issues with this course. 32-year-old. Served as a member of the board of directors for the Japanese Para Ski Federation. 7:51 has gone. Where can he find himself? He takes a wide line through the final section. 3.75 he is behind. He's into 7th.
Japan. Congratulations to him. Attention, now we have Corey Peters of New Zealand.
Corey Peters of New Zealand. 36 seconds back. Peters, Olympic medalist. .35-year-old from New Plymouth. Already started competing in 2013. Right there for New Zealand at the opening ceremony of the 2018 Games. Through the line, 60.70, so Peters goes into 7th position.
Peters from New Zealand. Corey Peters 1:00.70 from New Zealand.
Winnie Di Silvestro, 22 years of age, from San Vito. His first World Cup podium back in 2017 in Kutai in Austria, early part of last season's World Cup. Represented his country as a para-athlete in the javelin throw as well in 2016 European Championship. That was held in Grosseto. Silvestro has the speed to challenge. He's just got to try and keep himself in the right line at times, and he's lost out a large chunk of time towards the bottom. He goes into 6th, waves his arm in the air. He will be frustrated. Di Silvestro was looking quick. Pelli has had indifferent opening few days. Just a big smash on the opening day. On his head and upper part of his back, but in the all clear, he was fine. See the size of Murat, he's a very well built young man indeed. Tremendously strong. 7 back though, Pelli. He's best to make a little bit of time up at the bottom here. Into the line, just outside the minute. So he goes 9th, 3.63 back from Kampstra.
Congratulations.
Sam 10, can he cause a stir like Tori Pendergast did in the women's sitting category? Three more to come.
Jasper Pedersen from Norway, a second Dutch guy, Boom Gelangen, and
steadily, he's got off the pace. 7-year-old. He's certainly improving his ratio of finishing his runs at the moment. 8.64 back. He needs to find a little bit more speed in his second run to compete and move up those standings. This is Floris Meyer. 29 years old. He's the oldest of the three Dutch athletes. Second back on Kunz's early course time. And out goes Meyer. Couple of the sit skiers really finding the conditions tough. Floris Meyer just trying to get to a part of the course where he knows that the competition can continue. There's the leader. He'll be of wanting to have seen his compatriot make it down. But this is what happened to Floris Meyer, just sliding out. And when the dust settles, snow at least, you can see Meyer down and out, which should take us on to our next athlete in a moment. There you see Floris Meyer making his way down. So next up then, Oscar Espalagas Suarez. 36-year-old, has been in and out of the sport over previous years. Had an accident in 2001 whilst competing on an endurance motorbike. Went to Sochi and took part in a couple of World Championships up until 2013. Hasn't competed at the last two World Champs. He didn't go to Pyeongchang either. So Espalagas Suarez. .69 seconds back at the early stages. Some athletes can't just keep competing all the time. It's a financial issue to them as well. The majority of our athletes have a full-time job. They're blessed by their employers that allow them the time to compete. You see a few of them just clock up enough to get into the World Championships. Antonio Suarez hoping to put in a time here that would suggest he has more to give. 6.45 behind.
1:06.45 dernier concurrent de la course, Jernej Slivnik. Le dernier de la course.
So next up will be Slovenia's Jernej Slivnik. Jernej is a young man that was very well supported during the Kranjska Gora part of the World Championships in Slovenia. Plenty of people turning up to come and watch. Lots of banners and flags all aimed at the youngster. A big year last year. Competed at the World Cup in Kranjska Gora and then headed off to the Paralympic Games. He DNF'd in the Giant Slalom over there, so this will be his want to get to the bottom. And he has done just that. 9.22 seconds for Jernej Slivnik. And that is the final athlete of run number one. We start again. It's time for lunch. Not before we show you this. Kampschler, 57.51 in front of Christoph Kunz, 58.49. Not far in front of Jesper Pedersen, who's equally not far in front of Niels de Langen. It's a good top four. One mistake, and that can all change around. Kampschler won the last of the Super G races. Will he win the first of the Giant Slalom? Join us again at 1:27. No, 1:25, should I say, local time, when we come back with the second run of the men's Giant Slalom. Kampschler was quickest. He's dynamic. He's a daredevil. Will he do a double and win both of the runs to take this first World Cup title? Have a great lunch. We'll see you in a little while.